4th.
Tony D. Tony D.
Fiddler's Elbow, Camden, iconic venue for UK battle rap, the place where I made my debut and went on to change the game. But I'm back. Need to know is I'm outside, bro. Uncle's back.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Phoenix Fire. I'm here with the legendary Tony D. What's up, Tony?
We good, man. We good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. So yeah, we're here. Era versus Era. Big up No Loose Chat. Shout out to Paris, Tally, and Snoop. This card is kind of legendary, man.
This card crazy. They got so many names on this card. So much. Just the Era versus Era. They picked the names, man. They picked all the right names.
They really did. They really did. This is a dope one, man. Do you know what I'm saying? When I first heard that who you're up against, like, you know, that you was on the card anyway, like it was like, oh my gosh. Tony D versus Georgie Roots. No, I like it. That's gonna be fire, Tony D. That's gonna be fire. You know what I'm saying? I hear you're excited about this. You know what I'm saying? You've been talking about it. You're excited for this one, isn't it?
Yeah, man. I kind of
Does that mean that means you're about to cook, Tony?
Yeah. It's a problem for him. Like I'm enthusiastic about this. But I kind of got to give him a thanks because like I didn't want to do it originally.
Okay.
Yeah, everything was kind of up in the air. And then once I locked on and said like, yeah, boom, I'm going to do this. I kind of remembered like that muscle memory is a motherfucker. So I kind of remembered all the things you're supposed to do when you go through this stuff. So my writing has just come back. I haven't written like this in a long time.
Wow.
So my writing now, he's reminded me of how, like, what exactly I'm supposed to do. I'm back in that mode, man. So yeah shout out Georgie Roots because you lit the fire again.
Yeah, that's dope, man. I'm excited, man. So my first question, I mean, I've asked you why you called Tony D before, because we've had an interview before, because usually that's how I start off my interviews, you know what I'm saying? Actually, let me just start off like that, just to keep it regulated. Why you called Tony D?
Right, it started off, I was, a long time ago, I was Tony Dangerous Lee.
Okay.
After a Michael Keaton movie, right? And then every time I would say that name to somebody, they'd always leave the Lee off the end. So it just became Tony Dangerous. Like everybody I said, they'd only hear Dangerous. They never heard Dangerous Lee. Because it's a weird word. It's a weird name.
Michael Keaton, is that the guy that played Batman?
That's exactly who he is. Yeah, it's an 80s film, like I think early 80s. It's like he's a gangster film, but he's really funny. And like, at the time, I thought I was a funny gangster, you know? So yeah, it was like I took the name, but every time I told somebody the name, they'd be like, oh, Tony Dangerous, Tony Dangerous. And then it became a thing of introducing myself as Tony Dangerous. Like I was getting older. And it just seemed like such a contrived name. Like, I'm not dangerous, man. I'm an easygoing guy. Like,
you calm down, innit?
Yeah. Everything has calmed down. Like I'm into music. I'm just doing this thing now. So it just became, all right, let me just take Tony D. And it just stuck, man. Tony D.
Yeah, that's lovely. Hold on, let me just turn off my fan because it's bugging me a bit. I just bought this new fan and it refuses to rotate. I don't know what's going on with it. But okay. Thank you for that story, actually. I don't think I did. Did I ask you that before? I'm not even sure if I did.
You're going to ask me, listen, I can't remember what I did last week. You're never going to ask me what I said in an interview like 18. Do you know what? It was even in my old house, I swear. That we did
it was like a year ago. It was a year ago.
No, it was longer than a year.
Oh, is it? Okay, it might have been, you know, because it hasn't changed. It
had to have been.
It must have been more than a year.
It was more than a year because it was in my old house and I've been in this house almost 2 years.
Yeah, so it must be 2019 then. Wow, time goes, you know.
Time flies, man.
Quickly, for real. It's all good though, man. Good to catch up with you again, do you know what I'm saying? So right, let me go through some of the questions I've got down here. So what do you think is the best thing about being from your era?
We were I think not the pioneers, we were the pioneers of the written era. We were the ones who made it mainstream, who brought it out to the public, who made it viable, who made everything, like who essentially made what these young cats are doing now. We
Yeah.
gave them the platform for, excuse me, for doing that.
Yeah.
I think that's the best thing. Like the hunger back then was different. I mean, like the hunger now is for views and notoriety and fame. And back then, no one was doing it for views, man, because we wasn't getting views like that.
No,
Like it wasn't a thing where you was gonna get 100,000 views. You was lucky to get 3,000.
yeah.
So it was just all about who had the best pen or who was just trying to who could be the man at that moment. So yeah, I much prefer that era to this era now.
Okay. So what do you think this era now is like?
For the most part, I think in this era, more than we had in my era, I think there's people who are just battle rappers. They like, I was a rapper before I ever battled.
Yeah.
Like I've been writing rhymes since I was 8 years old. Like, so way before I was a battle rapper, I was an actual rapper. I think that now, because of the way the scene is, you don't have to rap. You can just decide, oh, I'm going to be a battle rapper. And that's all you have to do. You can just do that thing. And I think there's a lot of people that's just got involved on the battle rap side. So I think they're kind of missing something. They're missing, what they're seeing is their interpretation of what happens on that screen. More so than having came up through the ranks of doing these things, of just being in ciphers, where you had to outshine everybody in a cipher. And maybe it wasn't so much a battle, but you was talking about how you was better than every other MC out there. So it translated in those kind of areas, in those arenas, in those groups. And where they haven't done that, they've just kind of stepped out and here's a platform, here's a stage, and here's a crowd. Like the crowd that I came up in was a crowd of rappers. Like you would get booed off. Like man would tell you to shut up, you can't rap no more. Like you're not good enough to rap. Like this generation, they haven't had those experiences. They've missed out on them. So I think some of them appreciate it on a different level and understand it. But there's a lot of these newcomers that kind of just they put forward an image of what they believe battle rap to be, what their perception of battle rap is. And you can see that there's not much like rapping technique or like rhyming ability.
Yeah.
That's at the core of what they do. It's just about being a battler.
Okay, yeah, I hear you. So you feel like, obviously, from the older era, they're more seasoned because they've kind of gone through it differently. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, a whole different aspect, a whole different movement. Like, this is what I'm saying. Now you can go out, you can decide. If I was new to the scene, I decided tomorrow, boom, I'm gonna be a battle rapper. I could rap my battle raps. I could find a league that's having tryouts, and I could automatically walk into a room where there's a ready-made crowd, and there's a camera on me, and I know this is gonna go onto YouTube and people are gonna see it. Whereas my generation, we stood outside of venues or in parks or anywhere there was a collection of people, and we just rapped. And like, I think you get it's a different experience and a different appreciation for the culture and the art form.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So you're battling Georgie Roots on this amazing card, Ever versus Ever event. How do you feel about your opponent's ability as a battle rapper?
I think he's one of the ones actually who can rap. He's one of the ones who can actually rap. And I think you see that and you hear it when he's on stage. When he's battling, you can see that he understands the craft. He understands.
He's pretty fair, yeah, definitely.
He understands how, like, where the words go, where the breaths go, like how to chop it up and whatnot. And I think it's easy to see, like, he's been influenced by my generation, my era. But yeah, he's one of the ones I would say that he can really rap. He's really cut from that cloth.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I rate him. It's difficult at the moment because in my mind I hate him right now. Like at this particular moment,
get into that zone, innit?
At this particular moment, I'm just on that petty kind of just full petty spaghetti battle mode. Like, I hope your air conditioning breaks on a hot day. You know, like just that type of petty stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that side, he is a talent, man.
Yeah. Okay. So what would you say is Geordie's weakest characteristic and his strongest in battle rap?
In battles, his weakest. You're about to have me exposing my angles, man.
Okay, don't expose your angles though, but if you want something a little something.
What would I say? Do you know his strongest attribute is probably that he can rap. He can, like, he understands structure. Yeah. And that's a really important thing, because I know there's rappers on this card that I've seen some of the newcomers. I've looked at a couple of their battles, because some of them were completely unknown to me. I had no idea who they were. So I went and had a quick look, and some of them don't understand how to structure a round, or how to structure a verse or a rhyming couplet, how to make that sit properly. So I think his biggest strength is probably the fact that he can do that. I think one of his weaknesses is the fact that he shows very little respect to certain of his opponents. Like the head nods, the facial expressions and stuff like that, the certain gestures.
You should say he shows that, or he doesn't show it?
No, he does. He does a lot of shaking his head.
That's a weakness, you say?
Yeah, I would say that's a weakness, man. And only because I see it like
or something, right?
I like, if someone says a fire bar, it's a fire bar. I don't mind giving props to
no
my
reaction,
opponent.
no reaction from Tony D.
The thing is, I don't even mind if it's fire. I'll tell you it's fire. You can look back at my battles, where you can go back and see. I give props where props is due.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a guy that's gonna sit there like, nah. God, I'm a fan of this thing at the end of the day. So if you're saying something hot, then I'm gonna be like, all right, cool, I'll acknowledge it. Because like, I got good self-esteem, man. I think he kind of shows that his ego's wobbly. Do you know what I mean? His ego can be wobbled because he's putting on those faces and stuff. And the fact he only does it to certain people and not others is kind of, I see where you at.
Okay, interesting. All right, you know what? So you're I feel like number one, I feel like you're a deep writer. You're very intelligent. We've had a conversation about how you're very intelligent. Even your writing, listen to the way you write and the things you talk about. You know what I'm saying? The infamous Checkpoint Charlie bar.
Yeah, the cricket,
man. Because you're quite deep, so sometimes you spit certain things and not everyone will get that. You know what I'm saying, like, unless you go and consult your history book, get your thesaurus out, you know what I mean, dictionary. So I mean, that's your thing. That's why you are Tony Dean. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely would be hoping for one of those. Yeah. So we're going to be getting another one of those type of bars, do you think?
There's a few. Like I kind of, like I said, I approached this. He made me think, like, to get back into the mode of a battle rapper. Like, I have a certain process. So I sit and I'll think for a long time about the person. I'll put ideas, like, I'll start linking ideas and linking rhyme patterns and rhyme schemes and stuff.
Yeah.
But for this battle, because I've been out for so long, like, I wouldn't normally have started writing by now. As it is, I have started.
Okay.
I've got, like, the first round is kind of fleshed out. The second and the third, they're constructed but loosely. They need to be tightened up a lot. But I approach this a lot differently to any other previous battle, but largely because I've been out for so long.
Yeah.
So yeah, in this one, there are things that I assume would be common knowledge. Like, it doesn't occur to me that people won't know what Checkpoint Charlie is, because everybody goes to school. Yeah, everybody learns about the Second World War and stuff like that. But
I know, so, because not everyone remembers, okay?
Yeah, true indeed. But no, there's stuff, like, it's funny because I wrote one just yesterday. I was going through my stuff yesterday and constructing it nicer, and putting bits in place. And I wrote a line and I was debating, do I put this line in? And then, because then I'll have to have a line underneath it, not explaining it, but kind of letting people know you're going to have to catch that one when you watch it again. Like, it's going over your head. I know that it is.
Yeah.
because of the way that it's written.
Yeah.
So you really have to pay attention to it. But so I kind of ummed and ahed and debated it. And then I thought, you know what? I'll put it in there just for the simple fact, even if they don't get it in the room,
They'll catch it later.
when they're watching it, yeah, maybe they'll watch it 2 or 3 times. Maybe they'll even think, why did he think that was a punch? And then go back and listen to it and understand what I said and be like, oh, I see it now.
Yeah.
I get it now.
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah. I like that. I like complex writing, to be honest with you. I like when I have to think about things sometimes.
Yeah, I prefer it, man. It's nicer than being spoon-fed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's more interesting, isn't it? You know?
it's far more interesting.
Definitely.
Because you gotta do the legwork yourself, you know, you in your mind, you've got to put those two things together. Like there's nothing I like more than when I've said a bar and then I'm halfway into the next bar and I can hear the murmur go around the room where people have suddenly clocked what it was that I had said. And then you've got to stop as they start to appreciate it. And you just hear the murmur get louder and louder. Like, I like that.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you this. So imagine this is an imaginary battle, right? Tech and Templar versus Rivers and YD.
Okay.
2-on-2. Who wins this battle?
Tech and Templar versus Rivers and YD. Oof. I will go for Rivers and YD.
Okay.
Largely because I think Tech needs a few more battles under his belt. I think he needs a little bit more experience in big rooms against big name battlers to fully to understand himself, to understand his own limitations, and to know how to get past them. Like if somebody is like if every day you go for football training and you're training with the under 10s, like it's gonna be a whole different thing on a Saturday when you're playing against grown men. So I think in terms of him, he hasn't had enough experience of big names, of people that will put him to the sword, that will really put him to the test. He's about to have one. He's really about to find himself in a predicament against Tally. But I feel, he does need a bit more experience. And like the same would go for YD, but I think his writing, more so than his performance, I think Rivers would be able to carry that team more than Surfer would be able to carry Tech in a similar situation. So yeah, I'd go with Rivers and YD. That was a tough one.
I asked them hard questions, man, you know? So, all right, who would you do it if you had to pick one person from the new era? Who would you do a 2-on-2 with as your 2-on-2 partner?
No, I really don't know enough of them. If I had to pick solely from the new era, Crash.
Crash, okay.
Crash. If not Crash, Georgie.
Okay, fair enough. Cool. What would you rate Georgie Roots out of 10 as a battle rapper?
Oh, this moment, like -2.
Exactly. This is probably the wrong time to ask this question about him.
Yeah, you like 100%. You wanted to get this interview either like before it was scheduled or like after. At the moment, yeah, he on minus to me, man. He
okay.
got a lot of ground to make up.
I hear you. All right. So
like, I'm in the frame of mind where I've amplified.
Yeah, you can't answer that properly right now because you're about to.
No, I can't, because I mean, like I said, I'm in a place where I've amplified. In my mind, I've amplified all his weaknesses, so that's all I can see. And even his strengths, what I would consider to be his strengths, I've turned them into weaknesses in my mind. Like my whole approach right now is I don't like that. I don't like nothing about him. So yeah, like it's a difficult situation, because again, I want to make it a good interview. I want to be forthcoming.
No,
And
that's
same
fine. I'll just ask you another question. It's fine because
I want to give the kid his props, but at this precise moment, he gets nothing from me.
I know. I understand. It's all good. All right. So who would you say are the top 3 spitters in your era, and who are the top 3 spitters in the new era?
Top 3 of my era, it's got to be me, Luna, and Shotty.
Okay.
I think that's, if I had to go with 3, I would say Soul, but in terms of numbers, in terms of views and stuff, I don't feel like I don't rack up Lunacy or Shotty numbers. Like, I don't have nowhere near their numbers. But he's not near but Soul, like, he's not near my numbers. He doesn't do those kind of numbers. But if we're talking pens, he's 100%. He's up there. He's lethal. But from this era, sheesh, I'll go with Tech, YD, and Georgie. I put those as the best from this era. I'd eat all of them though.
I hear you.
Yeah, like, I eat their food, man. It's not a problem. It's not even a question. But yeah, they the top 3 for me probably now in this era.
Okay. Oh. Well, thank you.
Saying that, no, Crash. I put Crash in there. Let's say Tech, Georgie, and Crash.
Tech, Georgie, and Crash. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for answering that. I'm going to try and round up the interview. It's been really lovely talking to you. But before we go, any last words for Georgie Roots?
Yeah, just nice to meet your maker, man. Like, put on, like, you don't want to meet God wearing bummy clothes. Like, just good. Yeah, just essentially come and do what you're supposed to do, and try not to die too badly. Like, you're dying anyway, but try not to die too badly. That's pretty much it, man. Yeah.
Okay.
You're not dodging these punches. You know Floyd Mayweather. It's a thing of, like, again, this is for Georgie. This is the biggest battle of his career. For me, I'm rapping on Saturday in a pub. Like, I've done this a million times before. A million, against rappers who have bigger names, who are better, who are more experienced. I've done this over and over and over again with, like, no fear, no, like, why would I? So yeah, this is his biggest thing. So come and do what you're supposed to do, and try not to die too badly.
Okay. Well, you all heard that. Make sure y'all check out the event, man. Get the pay-per-view, turn up at the event, man. Get your tickets right now. This event is crazy. All the names on the card, it's just like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? I'm super excited for the event. Thank you, Tony, for taking the time out to talk to me.
Thank you for having me. Much appreciated.
It's all good, man. We'll definitely go and talk again real soon, and I look forward to the battle. You know what I'm saying?
Will I see you there? Will you be in attendance, or are you on a pay-per-view thing?
It might be a surprise, isn't it? It might be a surprise, Tony. Let's see how it goes, yeah? You never know. You never know. Right. Phoenix might just land. We'll see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, though. Yeah, I think that's about it. Oh yeah, can you shout out your social media? We know where to find you, but just in case of people that don't.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Tony D Poison. You can find me on Instagram at Tony D Poison. That's my main 2 social media accounts. Yeah, Twitter, Insta, Tony D Poison. Go to YouTube, just type in Tony D Versus. You can watch everything I've done, and you can see why Georgie's in a lot of trouble.
Okay, y'all heard that? Okay, listen to the man. All right, Tony. I'll talk to you later. Catch y'all later.
Cheers. See you later.
Wow.